So, this is Starwing Paradox. It's a multiplayer arcade machine in Japan. You play with two teams of 8, and you can collect various drops and whatnot as you play through and win matches. There's an in-game currency. The actual chair itself moves, so as you turn left and right, and it tilts to the side, back and forth. It's controlled by 2 pedals, so the left pedal is like a jump pedal, and the right pedal is what they call full boost, which is a travelling mode. Then you have the left stick, which controls your turning left and right. The button on there actually controls the boost, so you can press that to dodge to the left and right, and you have a trigger for firing. You've got the moving little scroll wheel for changing between your 2 weapon sets. The right button you've got for locking on, and you've got the right trigger there as well for firing your other gun. There are 2 buttons as well on the left and right. They're actually for stopping the chair from moving, just in case you've got motion sickness. So you have to use your DOTA card, in this case the Mecha card, to log in and keep all your data saved. You don't have to use the card, but if you use the card, then you save your progress, you save your rank, you save everything, so you can keep using the same character and carrying on. When you create a new character, you have to choose your, I'm going to call it anime sidekick. So there's a few choices there, if I remember correctly. Once you get into the game itself, it always puts you into tutorial. Most of the Japanese arcade machines do this for your first run, so they'll get you straight into tutorial so you actually know how to play the game. Depending on the arcade machine, sometimes it takes the cost of your 100 yen, sometimes it doesn't, so you do the tutorial and then it will put you into the game itself. Some of the tutorials are quite long, so I guess that's why they charge for it, while some of them could be really short and you get into the game real quickly. For this game you have 2 screens, so you've got the main screen which you'll be controlling your mech on it, while you've got the touch screen, which you can see I'm using at the moment, which is which you can use for controlling certain things or communicating. Like free-to-play MMOs these days, there's a daily login, so here we've got the summer holiday bonus and just a login bonus. On the main screen you can see your anime buddy, your mech, your ranking, and your weapon sets for the free classes there are. So you have Assault, Vanguard and Support. There's a lot of options you can choose for your background sound, I think stuff that affects the cursor and so on and so forth. When you are in the main menu choosing before you get into the game itself, you are time limited, so this is obviously because other people want to play the game and maybe it's a popular game, you can't stay on it forever. So I go through the menu. So there's an information menu, you got the customized menu, you got a training button there. The one that's locked is for quests, and the one at the top is basically your multiplayer. In the customization, you can choose the anime sidekick you got. You can customize the mechs themselves. I believe they're called air wings, I can't remember correctly. You can buy the weapons for your things. Yeah, it says air liao, aerial. You can do your your ID card. Usually you can put titles and stuff underneath it and whatnot. So here we go. Now it's matchmaking. It actually says matching. So it always tries to fill up teams, so you're always playing against 8 people versus 8 people. If there aren't enough people, maybe you're playing at a time that isn't super popular, then it will match you with AI. And it also depends on your ranking, so obviously it doesn't just take top ranked people and put them down people who've just started. So if there aren't enough low ranked people to play with, then it's going to put you with other low ranked people and AI if there's not enough of you. So the game itself is basically capturing points. I'm not gonna say it's like a DOTA, but that's probably the closest you're gonna get. You have like 2 bases where they basically start from, both teams start from. You're capping circle, so all you have to do is be inside the circle and you cap it, but obviously it doesn't go if there's someone else in the circle. Here we go, so we're just about to load into the game. So when you load in first time, you have to choose which class that you want to be. So you've got the choice of Assault, Vanguard and Support. Assault has a lot of rifles, like submachine guns and missile launchers. Vanguard's comes with a shield and sword, as well as some artillery options, while Support has a healing gun and a sort of shielding weapon, as well as a normal gun and a drone. It's like a deployable drone that will attack the enemy. So here we go. So when you start, it starts you in a full burst. The chair does shake around incredibly. I've literally just captured the first point. It usually shows you who is third, second and third on the enemy team, so if you see people with crowns, you can tell what their rating is in the match. Like if they get a lot of kills, then they'll be crowned up. You got strength is kind of like your frame strength, armor is armor. Basically when they're both gone, you're dead. At the bottom you can see the two gun sets, so you got the top set and the bottom set, which you change by rolling your mouse wheel that you've got on there, the scroll wheel. At the top you can see the sort of level of the bases, as well as basically the team health. So as points are capped, as long as you cap in all the points, it spawns some of these little minion things that go along, and the enemies start losing their strength. The matches are 7 minutes long, I believe, and on the bottom right corner you can see the map, so you can see which points are being capped, you can see where everyone is. There's no like ability to be hidden, everyone shows up on the map regardless, so the fights are pretty intense and you're always fighting almost non-stop. On the right side you can actually choose, so the touchscreen can be used for not just looking at the map, but you can actually use it for sending communications, so you can tell people to attack places, or that you're going to go and defend, or you're going to go and attack, etc. It shows you how many people on your team are each of the classes. So a lot of people go Assault, especially at low level. So when I started this match there was 6 Assault, 2 Vanguard and no Support. People aren't too keen to go Support apparently. Yeah, what else? The dodges have a boost gauge, so you can see on my screen in the middle. I unfortunately went there. So as you keep dodging to the side and using that left button, then it will use up that boost gauge until you run out, and then well, you're in trouble. If you hold the left pedal, it makes you kind of fly upwards. If you release it, you'll start going down. In full drive, you're kind of in like a fly mode, so you only go down if you aim your character down. So yeah, now I've actually changed to Vanguard, so you can see the shield. So he's got a shield and the sword, as well as the 2 gun options there. So I was giving it. It's actually my first time using Vanguard, so I was getting used to it. Seeing how it goes in. You kind of have a mini lock on, so it does boost you in when you go to attack and try and get you close. Yeah, now I'm using the rifle, which is good, but yeah, I was having a bad day. There's also 2 buttons actually on the left and right side. Yeah, maybe I mentioned them already. They are for stopping the motion on the seat or starting it. Also, a real pro tip, because everything's in Japanese, if you try to start the game and you don't have the belt buckled, so there's like a belt on the seat, if it's not clicked in, then you can't start the game. It will give a message saying to do your seatbelt up, but it will be in Japanese. So as the enemy life goes down, your base goes down, these big ships kind of get spawned in, so you can actually fight them. They're usually quite hard to beat because they take a lot of pounding, and they take a lot of damage. So you usually have to team up to take them out. But whether people focus on them, in most of the matches I've done, usually not. Everyone is aiming for the other pilots, so it's usually a PvP free-for-all, with the PvE not being so much of a focus. Yeah, I've literally come back now to try and defend a little bit. Yeah, as you kill stuff and get some kills for your team and you cap in points, you get your team level, which increases the power of the sort of little minions that you have going in waves and the ships that are attacking in waves. What else to know? Yeah, you get points as you get kills and how you do it and you're defending. It usually stops you when they get one of the big ships involved, so you can see the little cutscene as the big boys involved. Okay, I'm pretty sure shortly I'll be taking a final smash, so this time I switch over to support. Show off the support skills. So yeah, when you die you have 10 seconds to respawn. You respawn outside the map, coming in near your base. But with the full burst it's super easy to catch up with everyone. So yeah, the weapon sets for the support. So here I'm using the heal gun, which is the right trigger. The left trigger with this is a shield. So you can see it. You can see the sort of glow barrier it makes. And yeah, you can either stand behind it, I think you can stand inside it, and it shields from some attacks. Then the default one has the left trigger is the drone, which I've deployed there, and it's blasting some of those little mobs. And the right one is like a machine gun. So yeah, here you can see it's spamming the heal on him because I'm trying to keep him alive, do my job as support correctly while he's capping. But then he quickly runs away, so yeah, a bit of trouble. Support, you can see the drone there, I deployed like a turret, blasting one of the guys. Sometimes if you take big damage you do get knocked to the floor. You can get back up quite easily, but it does happen and you take really big hits. Yeah, so because of the life, and we got our big ship coming in. As you go through matches you do get points, which you can use then at the end of the match or on the main screen when you customize. So you can buy new parts for your mechs, which obviously change different stats and whatnot. You could buy new guns, get different weapons, change your weapon layouts and stuff. So it's there's usually, it's not just a jump on one time jump off kind of game. Most of the Japanese arcade machines are built for long time playing, since the console gaming itself I don't think is incredibly popular. I think a lot of people prefer going to the arcades after work, etc. So there's a lot of progress involved with them, and of course you get real fancy control schemes and so on and so forth. So yeah, at the end you get to see the places. I came third place, so I was pretty lucky. And you can see those banners that they're holding, so that's one of the customizables. It shows you your score, you get ranking. On the right screen it shows you how close you are to the next rank. You have like a friendship gauge. You can see the heart, which is your how big a bro you are with your anime character. In this case I got a title and some of the currency, which they call CP. Got a nice little treasure there, no idea, seems to be some sort of gun, Goulili on. And I got some kind of sticker, I'm guessing, Breaker L. And that's it. You can pay 200 yen, go again. In this case, yeah, I'm gonna quit out. Other things that are handy to know, you can actually log in on a mobile phone, and it allows you to customize your character from your phone. So it connects to your Nessica card and to your Starwing Paradox save, and you can actually do all your customizing and buying on your mobile phone. Yeah, this happens quite often because most of the cases there's no time. If there's queues, then you've got your 1 minute to do whatever customizing you're going to do, and then you have to be in a match then. if you but sometimes they have standalone like machines which you can use for customizing. Not every game has them. There's an initial D game, for example, and another driving called like Wagwan, which has it. Lords of a Million, which is like a card game, sort of DOTA, or at least Arena Battler has it. So you can use your card to log in on those, and then you can customize like without having a time limit. Or else most of them use the mobile phone. Stuff like Tekken, you can't customize at all on the machine. You have to connect your phone, and then you can use all the gold that you earn then to customize your characters, and various other ones as well. Not everyone has a mobile app because not everyone has deep customization, but usually if they have customization, then they definitely have some kind of app or whatnot. And that's it for Starwing Paradox. Yeah, please check out my videos. I'm hoping to upload at least once a week with a new machine each time. So I'll go through the ones that are pretty much staple in the arcade, as well as grabbing at any new machines that get added in. Sometimes machines will come and go quite quickly. For example, there was one that came in called Magician's Dead, which is like a 3v3 battler, but you have to use hand motions. So you have one hand, your left hand on the like the control stick, which just has a little knob for moving forward, back, left and right, and you do the jumps and dashes off of it. But for actually attacking, you have to use your hand, and you have to use like different hand motions to do the attacks. Yeah, so like I can't remember exactly how it is. You squeeze your fingers, then it like shoots fireballs like for one character, or you have to hold your hand out and like wide or something to charge up a bigger attack, and then you have to spiral your hand to do some like whirlwind attack. It all depends on the characters. But this game was actually, I guess, not very popular since it came in. It must have been around for a few months, and then it went out. I haven't seen a Magician's Dead machine for quite some time, and unfortunately it does quite happen. That does happen quite a lot. The game comes in and it's just not enjoyed by people. While some come in and they can be really popular at the start. For example, Fate Stay Night Arcade. Though it goes by the mobile game's name, which I can't remember. But anyway, the Fate Stay Night arcade game, which is based on the mobile game, which is very good. It'll be one of the ones I do a video for. But it was at the start massively popular. There was queues in pretty much every arcade I went to play it on. But these days it's pretty not empty, but sometimes you can go in there, there's just no one on it. So it's obviously died off a bit. As well as a few games come in and do much the same thing. While some are staple and usually quite busy ones, such as Ganthium, which is a like rhythm game, which is almost always super popular, and there's always someone on it. Not so much DDR, but maybe Beatmania is quite popular, so there's usually the Beatmania machines are full, or at least there's usually someone on them, and a few others which I'll show you in some later videos. Okay, fantastic. If please send the likes, subscribe if you're interested, and please write down any comments if you want me to do any machines in particular. If you've got questions, I don't want to just review the arcade cabinets, but I'm always open to questions about like how do you get the cards, for instance, what sort of systems are in place, things like with the mobile app and so on. I can also do videos for and showing. Fantastic. So until next time, take it easy.